Hey everyone, it's that time of year again. Welcome back to another exciting edition of the Jimvitational. I am your host for today, Big Will. Many have said that they wanted me back, so I guess I'm here again. Today I have a very exciting set coming to you. This is a first pairing set of the Jimvitational 2. We have an old veteran in Gilbert Arenas, aka Marcop. He's been around forever, played SPL, played many different CIs, done well in many different CIs before this. And then Blyarg, I don't know how to say that, I'll have to ask her. On the other side is a relative newcomer in Mayo pockets. She has played a lot recently and done well in quite a lot, and most notably finished with, I believe, a 5-2 regular season record in ADV PL. So that's in the best of 3 slot, which was pretty stacked this time. Don't ask about my best of 3 record. But anyway, folks, we're about to get into this set here. I have not watched this yet, so let's get this going. Now, to lead off, we have a Starmie versus a Metagross. Starmie, there's been a Starmie lead team going around recently. Thunder Punch meta. Okay. It's not the Starmie lead team I thought it was, because the Starmie lead team I thought it was is like Starmie Fortress. It's, I believe, an H-Clat team or something. Okay, we see a Focus Punch come out from Zard there. And Thunder Punch meta means we're probably looking at a pretty offensive, more than likely spinless team. Mixed meta has made a comeback recently. A lot of the newer players really, really like it. Thunder Punch meta in particular usually indicates Thunder Punch, Grass, EQ, Explosion. So, but Mence is going to be a pretty strong check to Zard unless, we actually see faster Rock Slide. Wow, so that Mence is like 328 mix and... Okay, it's lead Def Me from Marcop. Interesting. Or at least it's lead T-Wave. What's Hydro T-Wave? So maybe it's just not Spin. That's possible. But Skarm looks like it's going to be able to come here and layer up once again for free. Or potentially click a move like Toxic into the Claydol. Or maybe even Roar. But yep, a free layer is taken here. Totally makes sense. I think at this point, yeah, okay. We're going to see a Raikou from Marcop. Whoa. I did not expect to see that here. Swampert getting blown is interesting. I wonder if... Okay, Marcop's also Snorlax. I was wondering if maybe it was a Tyranitar, given that play, but... Looks like... Yeah, so Mayo's team is just mixed meta over Tyranitar. Interesting. But a crit is going to come out. No sand means that Gar will survive, but... Yep, Skarm going to come in now on the boom. Going to live because of the burn. And Raikou looks like Marcop's just about only shot to take this game down, but it's going to be pretty hard given the fact that there's an EQ meta here, first of all. But second of all, or just boom, yeah. But second of all, even if the Raikou is sub, doesn't have enough HP to live a Blissey Seismic Toss on sub, so it'll be kind of tricky to actually get the setup going, but... Yep, Marcop's Metagross does live an Agi up. Okay, so there's still a chance here. Took basically nothing. That's a bulked out Agilum meta. Can we get a flinch with the slide? No. And that will do it, I believe, folks, for game number 1. So, pretty dominant showing from Mayo there. Basically just kind of walked all over him with Skarm. Like, to an extent. Like, Mixments did what it was supposed to. Mixed meta did what it was supposed to. Like, you kind of just... This is a pretty nice matchup for you as a Skarmgar team. This is exactly the kind of thing that, like, you should be expected to own. Anyway, let's get into game 2 here. Okay, a little different this time. We see Metagross versus Zapdos and Sub-Zap. Now, this is exactly what you don't want to see. Well, Zap lead is always going to be tough for Metagross, especially CB. As we do see there, 25% coming out means it probably is going to be CB, but no lefties on the Swampert means we're going to see an Endpert, so another strong offense mirror here, more than likely. Oh, but Marcop clicks Wish with his Jirachi. Interesting. It's Wish teched, so... Okay, so CB meta Wish Jira. Marcop's team probably has to have a Blissey then, or it's going to... And maybe a Water, or it's going to be really Fire Weak, but... Body Slam is the move, meaning Sub-Zap will be able to come in and sub up for free as it typically does versus Wish Jira. And, Now, you do break the sub, but here comes the DD-Tar, and if it has Dedge or Ice Beam, I'm assuming it has Double Edge. Okay, Mayo shows us Salamence. She used a team like this versus me. I believe it's going to be like Jirachi and Heracross last if it's a similar team, or Metagross and Heracross. We'll see though. I'm expecting a mix-off from Mayo, and Marcop's team is interesting. I'm guessing there's a Skarm, but also CB meta is kind of a strange fit. I feel like I'd have to see the rest of the team to see if it makes sense, but yep. And as Wish Tech Jirachi is going to take down the Endpert here, so not too much of a threat from the Endpert. Yep, we see a Metagross double there. So there's that Steel Psychic I was talking about, but it's still... Oh, there's a 40. Okay, sure. There has been like a 40, or sorry, like a Flygon Jirachi Death Mew team running around, but that team is usually Skarmory over Fortress, so we can guess there's probably a Suitar and maybe a Water in the back from Marcop. Meanwhile, Mayo just had both the Jirachi and the Metagross, so that's actually pretty scary, especially considering this. If this Jirachi has Ice Punch, it looks like it's about to start running away with this game. Yep, the Fire Punch, good play to break the Jirachi sub. Is gonna CM. Do we see a Slam Para? We don't. That's not a good sign if this Jirachi has sub, but it doesn't look like it does. Looks like it's gonna be Super Jirachi coming out from Mayo, given the fact that she CM'd the first turn. Oh, Houndoom over Suitar. Whoa, okay. Now, this is like really what you don't want to see. As did you wisp, Marcop? You did, but you missed. Oh no. It's Lumtitar anyway. Okay, but yeah, Houndoom is what you really don't want to see as like a Super Jirachi, Super Celebi user, because it just walls you. Like, weirdly enough, it's a wall. Like, it can actually deal with CMers, like those two Super CMers, like decently well, because of the Dark Fire typing and Flash Fire. It's immune to Psychic and Fire and resists Grass, so pretty strong answer there. But DD-Ment's gonna come out here, looking pretty decent, I think. Oh, especially if you catch the Flygon with HP Fly on the swap. It's not banded. It doesn't die to 2. Toxic does miss, which is unlucky. And I think you have to use Metagross or Fortress Explosion here to deal with it. Or CB Meta... Okay, it is Brick Ments, and CB Meta Mash is going to come out and deal with the DD Ments. So a bit of a lucky break there from Marcop since it's Brick Ments, but... yeah, it's still looking a little tricky, I would say, just because... oh, missing that Zap Cannon definitely doesn't help. But since you didn't pair the Jira, it looks like it's in a really good spot. At the same time, though, Marcop's own Jira looks like it could be decently primed to... no, maybe not the Jira, but... how does he win the game, actually? I feel like he's up in material, but none of his stuff has enough offensive presence to really, like, effectively win. Outside of maybe this Jira, but you just have to para through everything, I guess. Sure, I could see that. But the Wish Protect strategy doesn't work so well because you're going to be giving the opposing Jira so many turns to click Calm Mind and click Calm Mind and especially Chip Heal and Sand, which you can't stop. But here comes T-Tar. Gets wished up. We are guessing it's a Fizztar based on the presence of this Houndoom. Yep, Jirachi's just going to Calm Mind up on the swap. It's Substitute. Interesting. Does actually fish the full para, so Sub DD-Tar could be pretty scary here. Looks like that's what's coming out, and Mayo looks pretty content to just trade HP Grass into this sub and try and bring in Metagross. 2 DDs, though, on the Tar is going to be a little scary. Oh, what in the hell? It's Mono Slide? Wow, sub-teched DD. So, Marcop would have won if he had Earthquake, but he instead opted for Protect. Does he have, like... he doesn't even have Toxic on Jira. Like, I could see, like, sub-DD Toxic teched maybe, but I don't know about that, man. And now it just looks like the Zapdos is going to... the Zapdos or the T-Tar is going to be able to clean. You're gonna see Metagross come here. Earthquake's also a free click. everything Mayo has left looks very strong. Agility is going to come out, and that looks tough to stop from Marcop. Jirachi is going to protect to try and chip heal out of range of 2 Earthquakes, but given the fact that you likely have some Spidef investment instead of Fizdef investment, yep, there's no possible way for that to happen. Your best bet is to try and stall out Earthquake PP, and if it does come to that, and it does get dicey, Mayo can just start mashing into the Protect or something of that nature to save the power points there, so... Let's see if she does here. She doesn't. Still spamming Earthquake. Reasonable. Yep, so at this point, it's really just click Earthquake to get through the Jirachi, and then the Zapdos should clean. Mayo does start mashing into the tech, like I said. Yep, nice. Nice. Okay, so we've seen basically the full range, so it can do up to around 70%, meaning a Wish plus 2 leftovers chip heals is healing you by like maybe 2%. So it's getting kind of dicey here for Marcop. At this point, it's really just like I don't know. You have to get lucky and stall out the rest of the EQPP. I don't know if that's possible, and also you're risking bare minimum 8 crits, if not more, right? So yeah, that's scary. At a certain point, I wonder if you don't just consider going Explosion into Zapdos also as Mayo. Earthquake into Mash on Tech seems to be winning. Oh, Marcop actually gets a Fire Punch off, reading the Mash. Doesn't get a burn. But Jirachi's going to find itself at around 74 after this chip heal here. 73, I think. Yeah. And there's the boom into Zap that we were looking for. Nice. We're going to go T-Tar, actually. That's also reasonable. I would just click Earthquake here, I think. Dragon Dance, you're going to be risking a Body Slam para here. You do have the Lumberry on you, though. Nice, and that's where that, if Marcop had hit that Wisp earlier, this would have been a lot trickier. We would have maybe had to see Zapdos come out here, but DD-Tar is going to finish off this game. And, wow, Marcop was really in a position where he could have won if he had the right moves on his T-Tar, but unfortunately, Subtech in this game, not what you wanted to see if you're a fan of Marcop. But either way, that'll be Mayo moving on to winners round 2. And Marcop surprisingly dropping to losers round 1. So we'll see if he can make a run from there. I expect him to. He's a great player. But yeah, we'll see you all next time on Jimvitational 2. I've been Big Will. Peace.